All right, let's see what we can do today. We are starting off day 3 of our Travel by Tardis. Going to be doing what we can. I'm trying to decide right now if I want to continue around the side of the moon or if I want to go ahead and start filling in the moon. Not quite sure. But we'll see what we can do here. And hello, agent. All right, let's get the windows situated here so I can see and make sure that I've got my pattern keeper pulled up. All right, so it's saying got a bunch of the U's there. Trying to see if I can figure out what this. Oh, okay, so it's a different style of blue. Okay. I think we can manage that, and then there's still a bit more of the other blue that's going to go across that way. But I think we'll go ahead and work down here a bit, and then get the rest of the silhouette filled in. I think that's going to be the plan for the start at least. All right, so we need 334. And also let's get the phone propped up so that we have it situated properly. All right, so we can see what we're doing down in the bottom left. And I have my kit deal here. That's what I'm starting with. So got my sampler from last night. That's this set. Tonight's the TARDIS. That's these guys. So and we just have a slightly different blue that we're going to be doing. Got to start somewhere, right? All right, let's measure out our standard length. Okay, we're starting at fresh, starting at 0 for D threads. And so my ruler on the green pad is down below the screen, but won't be long. All right, there we go. So we're going to go ahead and get that set aside. Now we need 2 strands because this is 2 over, so all right, need to separate out the 6 strands. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. That means these are the other 3. Yes, there they are. Let's just make sure we have. Okay, perfect. All right, we need two, but I only know how to do one at a time, so that's what we're going to do. Hey, Elwyn, how's it going? I'm having a good day. Sorry, I hope you weren't waiting too long for me to acknowledge your chat. Going to be working on my Travel by Tardis poster tonight. My day was not bad. How was yours? I mean, I just got done working my daytime job, so it's gotten much better now. What are you up to? You going to be streaming tonight, or just got home from work and you're about to do some yoga? Nice. Yeah, just having the work piece of the day done is always nice. I understand that. I live in Central Time Zone, so my work day ends at 5, and now it's 6. So, oh, thank you. Yes, we like Doctor Who. We like the TARDIS. Do you have a favorite Doctor? My favorite is the one that I got introduced to Doctor Who with way back when, and that's Tom Baker, the Scarf Doctor. This time of year is always difficult. I'm in Central Time Zone 2, Kentucky. Okay. Yeah, I'm in the Kansas City metro area, so I thought Kentucky was Eastern Time Zone, so I learned something new today. But yeah, day has not been bad at all. Been looking forward to working on my TARDIS here. Yeah, Tom Baker was my introduction to Doctor Who, and I've watched ever since, although I am not fully up to speed on the latest, the 13th Doctor. Only got a season and a half of her completed. I like her. I just have an issue with some of the companion stories that they've been writing. Didn't care for how they were doing those. But I still have, what, a couple seasons to catch up on and see if they improve things, hopefully. Uh, you only knew Who, so 9 was your first, then 10 had such great stories. I really loved Capaldi, and 13 has been really good. Not current. Okay. Nice to pop in and out of the show. I was really pleased when they reintroduced Doctor Who, and I liked 9. I wish they would have given him another season. But yeah, from the new generation of Doctors, 10/Tennant is probably my favorite. They had some really good stories with him and some of the things he went through. And Rose is my favorite companion. She was 9 and 10, of course. But yeah, I enjoyed watching the shows and keeping up with the various changes. Like I said, though, just yeah, with 13, it's been a little bit of a struggle, so I've set it aside for a little bit, but I still want to get back in, catch up on that one. Let's see. The fourth season with Donna was so good, but yes, love Rose. Okay, because yeah, Donna and Dr. Donna Noble. Yeah, they had some good ones. Silence in the Library and some of the others that they did. She was a good character. Yeah, I've not hated any outside of, like I said, the stories. I had a little bit of trouble with on the 13th for the companions, but the companions are always part of the Doctor, and in general they've been, you know, Rose and all the others, and Donna and Martha and Amy and Rory and just spaced. After Amy was I can see her, the school teacher. You're in Western Kentucky, which is Central Time Zone. It's a long state. TARDIS is the real star. Absolutely, TARDIS is the real star. TARDIS is best. Yeah, I always liked the TARDIS. So do you have a favorite villain slash alien slash enemy from the ones you've seen? It's been so many years it's hard to remember all the names. Yeah, I can see her, and it'll probably come to me about 3 a.m. So that's pretty standard. You're usually excited for the Daleks. Okay, nice. Daleks are definitely a powerful set of aliens. Pretty much the ultimate when it comes to being able to stand up to the Time Lords and the Doctor. So why did I drop that? Didn't mean to. Cybermen scare you so much. And who knows? Someday we may all be Cybermen. They did do some good stories with the Cybermen. I have enjoyed them as a villain as well. I kind of switch back and forth though between, for favorites, the Weeping Angels and the Silence. Oh yeah, okay, so the Weeping Angels gave you a fright, but being sent to the past actually sounds like a great vacation life. It depends on how far back in the past and where, because some places I probably wouldn't care to go in the past, but yeah, no. Yeah, it was an interesting concept, stealing your potential energy type thing. Go back into the past. Lose the life you should have had. Yeah, so I've been a Doctor Who fan for a long, long time. Now when because sometimes I'll watch some of the old episodes on Pluto TV. They'll have some of the Doctor Who's on there. And the cheesy dinosaurs that wandering in the background, and Got to Get Lost with the Following the Silent Story. Uh, Meant to go back and try to watch. Yeah, they kind of pulled some twists in there a little bit, and then a little later down in what was it? One of the Christmas episodes, they kind of implied there was something different. So, of course, we also liked that a lot of the Silence episodes had River Song. She was fun to watch interact with the Doctor. Spoilers! So, the few times I've been able to go in and look in your channel, it seems like you're usually painting. Do you happen to cross stitch? What other things do you do on stream? Sometimes when I'm looking, I'm actually having to try to do adulting things, so can't always pay attention for long stretches of time. You were painting last time when I rated you. I want to say it was watercolors, but I'm not positive on that. I'm not a painter, so. You liked River a lot. It was nice to watch that play out rather than just imagine. Yeah. And I'm not sure. I loved Missy, the master. Not quite sure I cared for them killing the master off, although I haven't seen it, so maybe it is true. There was a rumor that they actually managed to bring the master back in one of the uh, 13's seasons, but I don't know. Mostly doing painting, watercolors, but you also are looking to do other projects as you get your life in order. Very nice. I don't think I'll ever get my life in order, so I gave up on that long ago. Guess I shouldn't say much though, because I've only started cross stitching and diamond art in December last year, so still having fun with that stuff. Found a bunch of refrigerator magnets and upgraded them by painting them with old nail polish a couple of weeks ago. Very nice. That's definitely cool. I actually have, and I can't claim credit for inventing this. The friend that introduced me to cross stitch and diamond art mails me diamond art magnet or diamond art keychains to turn into fridge magnets. So, but so like these couple that I worked on, I on my Sunday stream when I diamond art, I start by doing one magnet and then switch over to my diamond painting. She sent me these though to work on for her to give to her parents. They use them as cruise doorship markers. Makes it easy to see your or recognize your door when you're walking down the hall on the cruise ship. It's good that I got started eating. Yeah, I've been enjoying it. It fits my brain style well, process and pattern. It tells me what to do, and I'm pretty good at following instructions as long as I have the instructions in front of me. And yeah, order being a relative thing, yes, I can actually absolutely empathize with that. No, the diamond art, it's actual kits. They're keychains, so the keychains come with, and so let me see. So this will be next week's. I have one whale left because it's a set of 5. It's going to be an orca. So that's what it looks like, and it's got the pattern and everything. But instead of doing both sides, I just have self-adhesive magnet backing and just peel it off and stick and then trim to fit and then do the diamond dart on the front. But like I said, I can't take credit for that. The friend that sent it to me actually does that. She made me minion door markers for my first cruise, so. It's really cool door. Yeah, because the doors on cruise ships are metal, so the magnets stick perfectly. Just gotta hope nobody steals them. I know on not the last cruise, but the cruise before, somebody stole one of the magnets off of her parents' door. They only stole one, but still, it was a set of 5, and so rude, but it is what it is. You love to make stickers into magnets that way? Okay, cool, very nice. See, I would have never thought of it. My brain works in that somebody says, okay, this is a two-sided thing. That's all I see until somebody points out the obvious to me. Going on a cruise this summer, you may do that. Very nice. My first cruise was November of 2021. I'd never been on one before. Have you been on a cruise before, or is this your first one? And where are you going? Yeah, I've gone on a couple since, and it's been fun. I go with my friend and her family, so they go on cruises all the time, usually 2 a year. Wish I had that kind of money. You went in 2016. Oops, sorry about the bump the camera. But the weather was bad and didn't get to port. It was Bahamas area. Okay. Yeah, 2021 we went down to Princess Key and um, St. Thomas, and but down in that area, and did the same again in March the following year. With one different island, I want to say Grand Turk. I wasn't impressed with Grand Turk, so. Good for you. Absolutely. I hope that you enjoy the heck out of it. And I hope the weather cooperates. And I hope the weather cooperates for mine. I'm going on a cruise in July, but mine's up to Alaska. It's one of those bucket list ones, and got a really good offer. So it's like, okay, I'm just waiting for airfares to go down because that's outrageous to get from here to Seattle. But I told my friends, I said, yeah, and like they're going on 2 this year, and it's like, yeah, can't do that, and I might have to wait a couple of years before I do my next one. Yeah, I've heard from people that have gone. They say it's phenomenal, just beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to that one. But you'll have a great time down in the Bahamas. Did not get the opportunity, much as I wanted to pet or swim with stingrays. My friend had sent me. They went on a cruise just before COVID hit. Um, of her and I believe it's her mother holding a stingray, and the stingray wingspan and body was wider than both of them with their arms outstretched. It was huge. But that would be so cool. You'd like to do Europe or Mediterranean? Yeah, my friend wants to do Europe, and I told her, I said, if you guys put it off for a few years, I can save up because if I ever did that, I would want to, depending on the ports and whatnot, maybe do a little extra sightseeing before the cruise because they're talking about doing London as the starting point, and I'd love to visit a few things out there, including like the Dr. Hugh Museum and a couple others, and then maybe try to take the tunnel over to Paris. And my friends, she and her family are big on Disney, so they want to go to Disney Paris. Do like 3 or 4 days doing that kind of stuff before doing the cruise thing. But that would get very expensive. You did swim, snorkel with stingrays? Oh, and it was so magical. Jealous. Yeah, when we went down and did the cruise in November, I was supposed to get to feed and pet smaller stingrays, but because of the hurricane that had just gone through just a couple of weeks before, they'd actually had to release all of the rays, and so they didn't have any available. So, which I would rather have them, survive, because it was a massive, nasty hurricane that was coming through. So, better have them out to sea and able to stay safe than. Oh, and I forgot to do that again. Then have to deal with getting washed up on an island because that's where they were kind of pinned by. So, not big on Disney, but you can't enjoy all of that for how much I enjoy, but I can't enjoy for all the money. Yes, I had never been to Disney World. Had not. I'd been to Disneyland when I was a teenager, but had not been to Disney World or Universal or even Florida ever. So when we did November, it was actually a really big trip for me because we did the cruise, and then we did a week in Orlando. Did 2 days visiting the Disney parks and 2 days at Universal Studios doing the Harry Potter stuff. So very, very pricey. Enjoyed the heck out of it. Got some fun souvenirs, but yeah, it's not something I can do all the time. It's just and it keeps going up, keeps getting worse. It's interesting about how they release the stingrays. Yeah, because we asked about that, because they still had the enclosure and everything, and that's what they told us. I mean, I have no way to disprove them. They said they had to release them because when the hurricane hit, with the storm surge, it would have most likely washed the rays up into the island, and they would have died. So I kind of wondered about, okay, well, if they're used to being kind of fed and pampered by humankind. How are they going to survive out in the wild? But I don't know. I mean, I guess at least there they have a chance, versus they don't have a chance on land. So, but yeah, because I actually had booked that excursion to do the baby raise, not the big one. Because the one drawback, my friend and my mom, when they did the swim with the out to, what did they call it? I want to say they called it like Stingray Island or something, but it was where they went way out into the ocean and sandbars and whatnot. But their excursion boat broke down, and thank goodness they'd booked it through Princess Cruise Lines, because the ship had waited for them, took a couple extra hours while they had to send another boat out to go pick them up because the engine had completely broke on the other boat. So if they hadn't booked it through the excursion, they would have just been left behind, or booked it through the cruise line, I should say. So when the time came to choose excursions, I kind of decided, nah, I'm not going to do that one. I'll do the one that's next to the island with the smaller ones. They didn't have any problems, of course, with the other one, but that's okay. Well, I appreciate you stopping in to chat. It was a pleasure. And enjoy your time at the gym. Put in a little extra exercise for me. I'm bad with that. I walk on my treadmill in the morning, a little bit during the day, but yeah, that's about all I do. So I'll take all the extra help I can get. Yeah, it was crazy, but like I said, at least they got lucky. Ship was still waiting for them when they got back, but not something I'd ever wish on anybody. Yes, it'll be a great evening. Get to work on my Doctor Who. So, but thank you for the wishes, and hope that, like I said, hope your time on at the gym is enjoyable. And I'm sure I'll see you around Twitch and me lurking here and there in streams and everything. So don't be crazy. No extra exercise. Ah, darn. Thought for sure I was going to get somebody to do my exercises for me. I was going to have six-pack abs in no time. Oh, well, fine. I guess I'll have to do it myself. But I hope you have a great evening, and thanks once again for stopping in. Very much appreciated. And hope the rest of your week is fantastic. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, and I realized I probably should double check that page there, shouldn't I? Where did I hide? Oh, that's why, because I put it over here. Sometimes I worry about me. The rest of the time I still worry about me, I just don't admit it. All right. Oh, if I could do this right. Okay. Now let's get this back in the groove. Quick bit of water. Okay. Hydrated, ready to rock and roll. Okie dokie. All right, and I believe we have one more row after this that's full. Yep, okay, we do. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, so that one was right, and that was 1. Then we have here 2. Here's 3. There's 4. Okay, well, just looked off. Oh, hey, Imperfect. Sorry about that. Got a little sidetracked there. Trying to match up against Pattern Keeper. How's your evening going? Hopefully work is treating you well. Hanging in there. Was not a bad day. Busy, of course, but made it through the day getting to do my cross stitch, so I was a happy boy. Anything new or exciting going on in your realm? Did you make lots of good progress last night on your scarf? Oh, despin the thread here for a moment. One moment. Spin, spin, spin. Okay, there we go. Maybe now it'll stop tangling. By the way, have not dethreaded yet. Granted, it's early. We're only 40 minutes into stream, so not a lot. It's about 1 foot long now, it's so slow. Yeah, of course we know it's not going to last for the de-threading to stay at 0, but oh, hmm, you don't see this needle without thread. Apparently the universe was waiting for you to appear so that you could enjoy the beginning of the de-threadings. Dun dun dun. Had to go and jinx myself, didn't I? I should have just kept quiet. That's right. Yep, I did. I opened up the door to Murphy's Law and the universe on that one. Said, "Here, go ahead, slam the door on my fingers." Oh, that ought to learn me. It won't, but it oughta. Oh, that was too funny. So I was talking with Elwin earlier, and we were talking about favorite doctors, favorite bad guys, companions, and whatnot. Got any? She had to run to the gym. Do you have any input, thoughts, or comments? Same with bad guys, Weeping Angels and Silence are pretty good. Daleks always, of course. Okay, you're talking to somebody who doesn't always speak well in um, the keyboard emotes. I'm not quite sure what that eye symbol is supposed to represent. I mean, you were lurking, you were around, you heard us, or oh, I was just saying we were chatting. I was chatting with Elwin before you came into chat that we were talking about just favorite doctors, favorite bad guys, other favorite components of the Doctor Who universe. So, just curious if you had any input, comments, thoughts, suggestions, or as the stream title was saying, where would you have the Doctor take you? If you could choose anywhere, any when. Okay, so what's special about that date in 2003? That's coming up on the 20-year mark here in just 2 months. What, 2 months and three days? So that's definitely a very specific time and place. If you can share. If you don't have to share, but just curious. Yeah, you definitely had the answer quick. For me, I think my answer changes depending on my mood and what's happened in the day or the week or whatnot. Influences where and when I'd probably want to go. early enough to avoid imperfect. So you'd perfect the imperfection and become perfect. See, now that's the other thing that comes into play. If he can take you anywhere and any when, but are you allowed to make changes, especially if it impacts your own timeline? Because, yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, okay, if I can make changes, smack myself upside the head. Granted, I'd have to travel a lot further back to avoid. Oh, I not only dropped the needle, but I dropped it somewhere onto either the chair or the floor. And I'd really rather not find out the hard way where it's at. But I might have to. There he is. The magnets for the fridge magnet keychains come in handy. Yep, make some changes, give yourself some investment advice. Then you wouldn't need to go back. It's one of those, yep, grandfather paradox. Very much true. But yeah, otherwise I could agree with that. Although I also wonder whether I'd actually listen to myself. Would I believe that I was really me from the future? Probably not. Wasn't the brightest bulb in the crayon box back then? Yes, I know, I mixed the metaphors. That was intentional. So I wonder whether I really would. I suppose if I really believed myself, I'd probably listen, but yep. So we can't let you do that because then we wouldn't have imperfect around. So no TARDIS key for you. I know we're evil. Oh wait, if I'm going to do it that way, I should at least do it right. Evil, evil. Not like I'm in charge of the TARDIS keys. I do have a keyring that says TARDIS keys, but or TARDIS key, but sadly there's no key attached to it. So depressing. All right, let's jump 3 spots in here. That's what we said we were going to do. Yeah, we're actually making faster progress on the 14 count data than the 18. Definitely is easier to see the spots on the ADA for the 14. But I'm loving the detail that's coming through on the 18, so just going to have to deal with it. Still haven't played with the 25 count yet, though. That's for future Spy Guy. And he doesn't get to cheat and use the TARDIS to come back and change things. He's going to have to deal with it. Bwahaha. I'm not going to listen to him if he comes back. Come on. Thank you. But yes, we've made it halfway through the week. Well, you've made it more than halfway. You've only got 3 more hours, and you're down to 1 more day in your work week. Very nice. All right, let's see if I can do the D-spin this time without throwing the needle onto the floor. There we go. All right, now we go cross stitch back. And no major plans for me for the upcoming weekend. There's a Stream Fest on Saturday from Danielle Allard's Dinosaur Stream Fest. This will be Stream Fest 15. 16 hours of chaos and mayhem. It's usually entertaining to watch. I've only watched all of it once. That was the last one. But that's a long haul. So usually I just try to catch a few blocks of it, especially if there's streamers that I follow or whatnot. But it is a lot of fun. Most of the streamers don't get a whole lot done. They only have 30 minutes for, they stream beforehand, and then when the raid comes in, they have 30 minutes, and then they raid out to the next person. But those last 30 minutes are usually mostly just chaos because they have TTS on and people are throwing bits around and cheers and subs and all of that fun stuff. So it's entertaining as heck to watch from the outside. And the streamers, although it's a little bit stressful for them before and during, keep coming back because they all do enjoy it. Some of them, do better than others, but they all do well. One of the streamers I follow, it was her first Stream Fest last time. She and her husband did, and it was at holidays. She and her husband did gingerbread homes. And then towards the end, they were having to wear dinosaur puppets on their hands to complete the process. And so then mayhem commenced, and the dinosaurs devoured the gingerbread homes. Oops, did I actually? I think I need one more. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Let's put you back through there. Okay, how's that look? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, now we got this lined up correctly. Okay. And actually, it looks like we're going to, once we get to here, we're going to drop down and keep moving over. So let's go back and do this as X's. Try to keep the backtracking to a minimum on the reverse side. One more. Come on, there we go. All right. Now let's do the X's for the rest of the way across. Gotta turn that off. There we go. Forgot I'd left that tab open on my computer, on my PC. All of a sudden, there was a strange voice coming out of it. Which I suppose is better that it was coming out of the computer than the voices coming out of my head, because, you know, that would not be good. It would be bad, very bad. So that's the part where it says this is going to go down one from here. And let's see where. It says it goes from there. So let's do this real quick. We were at 534. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I get those marked off so I know that I got them done. Nice. All right, shift back over. Okay, so from here, we'll work our way up and then back down. Okay. Sorry, had to just make sure I had a plan for the next sections here. And we are cross-stitching and cross-stitching and cross-stitching. And we said we want 3 past that, so that's there. Time to reverse the stitch. All right, now we're going to go ahead and do the sets of 3 all the way up there. That probably sounds like the best idea. May happen, maybe. Oh, that's what we could do. Since this is part of one, we could sing "Time is on my side." Yes, it is. Time is on my side. Yeah, let's not do that, Spy Guy. Please. we can do sets of 3 until we reach 2 below the one that's popped out there. Because then we're going to have to continue the silhouette shading. Reverse the direction here. So that we can do that, and then come right back out and say hello. Start our half stitches the other way. How in the heck did I end up with that up there? I don't know. Let's address that right now. Okay, wait a minute. Where in the heck? Oh, I thought I had. My bad. Okay, there we go. Much better. At least I remembered to reverse the direction that time. Didn't have to worry about unstitching. Okay, next, yes, thank you. And we're going to have to reverse direction again. There we go. Look at them pretty stitches. That's so pretty. Pretty little cross stitches all lined up. Getting close to where we're going to have to switch to a new set of floss here. See where we are once we get this set lined out. I think we're going to go ahead and say that's probably about a good spot to stop. Let's go ahead and get these lined up underneath. See if we can get our At least 3 rows. Oh, good, we got 4. Nice. It's the preferred. Doesn't have to be, but hold that for me, Stabby. Hydrate. Adjust to the chair. All right, where is the thread? Here is the thread. Okay. Time to split out 2 more. And split you out. Okay, here we go with number 1. Beautiful. Straighten out that line of threads. Now let's separate number 2. Nice thing is the last set will already be pre-separated and reapplied because they're already a pair. Ha 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 ha. All right, and away we go. Okay, put you back in the container here. Let's work on our gene splicing and see if we can't splice these 2 separate strands together. Oh wait, these aren't DNA strands, they're just floss strands. Okay, well, so much for my Jurassic Park dreams. That's depressing. I thought for sure I was going to make billions. $1 billion. Whoa. Okay, see if we can get those to line up properly. La 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 la. Oh, great. Warming up to sing opera now. It's really bad. Thought my singing was bad. Boy, my opera singing bring about destruction of entire galaxies. Not sure that that actually works, so let's try that one more time. How's it going, Archeros? How are we doing this evening? Hopefully your day has been a good one, or is a good one, depending on your time zone. We're just working on our Travel by Tardis poster tonight. Seeing what sort of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey trouble I can get into, you know? So we've been asking what the favorite doctors are, favorite bad guys slash aliens. Trying to keep things from getting too wibbly wobbly, but you know. Still have to invent that device that goes ding and keep it away from the chickens. Need the thing that goes ding when there's stuff around, though. Whoops. No, 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 not that early. By the way, Imperfect, since you're back, just in case you didn't see it, got to be honest, I did de-thread since your last conversation, so yeah, I'll add another one to the counter. I think we're up to what, 100? Oh wait, no, it's not that bad, but you know. It's at least 3, maybe 4, maybe 100. Oh, nope, not 100. I already said not 100. Can't be 100. So what was your day like so far, Archeros? And how's the puppy? I call it a puppy. I realize it might be a fully adult dog, but usually refers to most dogs as puppies. Most cats as kitties. Ah, got doggo emotes. Hi, Loki. Cats is Halloween. Is that the one you mod for there? Imperfect. But cute puppos there. That's a fun emote. Guess I can move that just a little bit out of the way. There we go. And at least with the camera on the left-hand side now, I'm not smacking it around as I'm pulling the needle and thread. Not making people think I'm living in San Francisco and having earthquakes, or San Diego or Los Angeles or wherever it is that's the most common California place for earthquakes. Nope. That time I forgot to reverse the direction, so okay. try that. There we go. All right, and from here, so we went down the 2, we did our sets of 3. So we're going to go to that one. All right. 1, 2, then 4. Don't tell him perfect. I did another D thread. Let's keep it a secret. D threaded again. No. It's at least 4. I think it's only 4, but it might be 5. I'm going to give myself the benefit of the doubt and say 4. But it's been 4 in like 40 minutes, so that's not necessarily a good thing. Darn. Shucks, I thought I was going to get to sneak that one by. You didn't see nothing. Nothing to see here, folks. Move along, move along. No threading, no de-threading. No bodies lying about. Or at least no de-threaded needles lying about. All right, now we're doing the 4. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to look at making that some sort of little command or something, just because, that counter would become the bane of my existence. Then we could really make it ornery and irritating and have it be Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again. De-threaded my needle. Oh, sorry. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was a really bad Britney Spears impression. And they only get worse from there. All right. After this one, it's a row of 6. But we're getting that moon outline to fill out more and more. Come on. There we go. All right, and we're cruising. Two more and we reverse direction. Let's check one. Okay, yep, because it did have to go 3 past. Okay. All right. Thought I was going to de-thread there, but I didn't. I saved it. Mwahaha. So now we're back to stitching and stitching and stitching. Stitchings in time saves 9. Oh, what the heck were the... Can't remember the name of the characters from what is fable or mythology that weaved the loom of time or whatever it was. Well, hello there, Black Sheep Meat. Very, very appreciative of you to stop in. So, started this one 2 weeks ago. This is my Wednesday project, my Wibbly Wobbly Wednesday. I'm trying to keep a little bit of variety and whatnot. It was recommended that I do that. So Mondays is Harry Potter. It's Magical Mondays. Doing a Hogwarts house quest with a baby creature for the Ravenclaw this time. Tuesday is Trek Tuesday, and Wednesday is Wibbly Wobbly Wednesday. How was your day? And I don't know if you have a full-time job, or are you a full-time streamer? I mean, I know you stream, but I don't know if you do it full-time or... So did you have to work today? You're going to be streaming later on tonight? Busy, but you have a few minutes to breathe. Hey, take those few minutes to breathe. Absolutely. I was going to say, maybe I misheard or misunderstood, but it sounded like you were saying that part of your little world involves a child. Okay, yep, there you are. Great play, a stay-at-home mom. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Parenting can definitely take a lot. Don't have any direct experience as a father, but dated a woman for a little over a year with a 6 and 7-year-old. Was absolutely one of the best times of my life, but yeah, you got to have lots of energy for that. So Have two and one is in school. The younger starts next year, so looking forward to that much needed me time. Yeah, that will be nice. Oh yeah, Archeros, your son is 33 now. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you and I are of an age. So how'd the rest of your stream go last night there, Black Sheep Meat? And how long have you been streaming? Tell us all the things. And if, oh, I should also do this. I apologize. I'm still learning. See if I can do this. Apologies, I should have done that as soon as you popped in. I apologize. Trying to learn all the social conventions of streaming Twitch. Been a year and a half now and been a lot of fun. Very nice. Built a very large community in a short time. Very impressive. Probably not, but at the same time, I'm sure that at least most of the bumps that us newbies experience become commonplace enough to where you don't stress over them like we do. Oh, it absolutely is. I've um, watched and followed and whatnot, not a huge number, but a variety of makers and crafters, and have always been impressed with how supportive the entire community is as a whole of all the other makers and crafters. There's room enough for everybody. It's like Archeros, he does wood crafting. We were talking about that last night, and I follow clay sculptors and pencil artists and digital artists and knitters, and yeah, it's a great community overall. And even before I made the decision to actually try streaming, it's been enjoyable to be a part of that and try to support where I can. Seen so many new arts and crafts on here, it's wild. As in types of arts and crafts that you were not aware of, or just total number of streamers? Because I'm seeing both. Yes, okay. Mm. Yeah, some of it's definitely been very fun. And I've also seen some different musical styles because I also follow some musicians and whatnot. And just seeing some of the different things that people do with that. Saw one lady, she and her husband do um, fan art with lights on the fans and do the really intricate fan dances that the lights and mirrored images in the cameras, and it's mesmerizing. They do such a fantastic job. And yeah, there are a bunch of, from what I've seen at least, a bunch of new people coming into the Twitch streaming world, including me. And there's a small handful that I follow that only started within like the last 6 or 7 months. So as far as actually streaming, but like me, many of them have been Twitch viewers for at least a while. So, so what out of the last year and a half? What's the favorite craft project thing have you completed? Brings you the most joy? No, and there might not be a definitive answer. That is a definite. Didn't mean to put you on the spot with that either. I just, yeah, one of those questions like, yeah, what is the favorite thing? Oh, and then there's knots on there. No knots, no knots, no knots. There we go. And I'm just new enough to where I don't have hardly any projects. I've only got 2 tiny cross stitches completed so far, and only a half a dozen small diamond arts done. So, but maybe by February 4th next year, when my anniversary for the Go Live button comes around, I'll have a couple of other ones that will come into play, and I can say these were the top of my last 12 months. You completed a temperature cross stitch that was Space Invader themed that represented the weather for your first year on Twitch. Okay, I'm curious. I know exactly what Space Invaders is. I guess I don't understand what a temperature cross stitch is with the weather for your first year on Twitch. Is that like the followers, or do you have a link that you could share? Is it I don't have links blocked. I don't know how to share the images that people put out. But yeah, if you have a link, I would love to see it. Colors for different temps. Oh, okay. So, but is it like every day is represented, or is it? Let's see. A temperature cross stitch is just a recording of the temps each day of the year, and it's assigned a color that you stitch. Okay. Interesting. Had never heard of such a thing. Now, did you start that starting with day one, or did you come across that and then say, oh, that would be cool, and backtracked and got all the temperatures for recording, or? And yeah, still, I'd be interested to see it. So about half, did backtrack. You found it halfway through the year. Cheros, I only know that because I have a friend of mine who is cross-stitching one of those now, only hers is being done with books. Very cool. Yeah, both, I mean, played Space Invaders when I was young. That was one of the early video games, so I know that one. And I read quite a bit when I was younger. Sadly, I've fallen off of the reading wagon as I've gotten older. More time on screens than reading. So, but yeah, the books would be cool. But yeah, Space Invaders, like, just, I like that. So do you like classic video games, or do video games in general, Black Sheep Meat? Ooh, yes, okay, let's click this and take a look. Thank you for sharing. Two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so each row, I'm assuming, is a month. January, or it's whatever month you started, but I'm kind of looking at January as the top, but I don't know if that's actually accurate. Each alien, oh, okay, you're giving, I had your chat covered here. Each alien is 2 days. Okay. So is the first month at the top January, or what is the first month? Started streaming September 2nd. Okay, because then yeah, my brain went that the reds would be the hot months, so that's why I was assuming. Ah, okay, you're in Texas. Well, I'm a little ways north of you. I live in the Kansas City metro area. Although up until a few years back, I was a Colorado child, and I miss my Colorado. But that is a very neat idea for your 1 year on Twitch. I mean, that is just that's creative. It's cool. It's a theme that I appreciate because like I said, played I played Space Invaders. That is just absolutely neat as all get out. Black Sheep Meet is one of my favorite oddball dating websites, a place to meet other black sheep. Black Sheep says, believe it or not, this is not the first time I've heard this. Imperfect says he knows. He says it every time he sees your name. I'm going to have to see if I can come up with something creative to commemorate my journey. I don't know if I would do something like, I mean, that's a good idea, but I don't want to do something identical. I'd have to see if I could come up with an image that I would like to do, but or maybe some other way to commemorate, track, and just appreciate the journey that I'm on. Was that you, Imperfect? I remember now. Imperfect's always lots of fun. And Archeros, if you ever get the link for your friends with the books, more than welcome to share that. That would be neat to see as well. But yes, thank you very much for sharing that, Black Sheep Meat. That's so cool. I bet that you can cross-stitch a Space Invader now without looking at the thing. Actually, facts. Yep, probably. Can cross-stitch one in her sleep. Yes, I am enjoying the cross-stitch journey here, so... Yes, the Imperfect is the mothy person. The moth, the myth, the legend. Imperfect. Dun 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 dun. It's bedtime for the minions, aka Chaos Hour, so I'm going to run off, but I will leave a look. Very much appreciate the lurk. Thank you very much. Also appreciate your stopping in, chatting, sharing. Absolutely love the cross stitch and definitely look forward to getting to lurk in more of your streams in the future and chit chat here and there as well. So thank you very, very much. Cheris, I don't see it in my Discord, so maybe she just sent me a link to look at. Oh, that's okay, no worries. But if you ever happen to come across it, absolutely, please share. I'm going to have to throw that concept into my Discord in the ideas section. Some sort of cross-stitch journey. I do. I think that's just genius. Absolute genius. And I would have never thought of it, you know. I admit that getting my brain to go outside the box is very difficult, so I do. I love that. And since I grew up playing classics video games, I mean, we had Pong, precursor to Space Invaders, so definitely appreciate the old style games. But maybe I could do something tying in a little bit to my namesake for my Twitch handle. It's a possibility. I already have one image from there in my future cross-stitch plans, but it's not something that would work well with the temperature cross-stitch. Maybe I could find something similar. I'm definitely gonna have to think about that. Matter of fact, before I forget, because I am really bad with remembering things, so I'm gonna come over here and we're gonna go sneaky spycraft thoughts, suggestions, and ideas. Thank you to Black Sheep Meat, temperature, cross stitch to commemorate I could type the journey of the first year on Twitch. All right. And that way I also acknowledge who was the one who gave me the idea. Thank you again. That was such fun. All right. Okay, what was that? Oh yes, I was cross-stitching, wasn't I? Imagine that. Cross-stitcher that cross-stitches. So were you hanging out in the Moko Made Twitch stream today, Arteris? I had it open for most of the day. Wasn't able to pay attention all the time because it was a little bit busy day, but did win something from when they first triggered their start stream. So one of their keychains. And they did draw my name late in the day after my workday was over for something that told them to re-roll because it was not something I had any need of. It was a bracelet. It's like, yeah, nope. Figured let somebody who really wants it and could make use of it have that. So I told them re-roll. Would have been nice to win the 3D printer. Could have had fun making little things for the stream and whatnot, but sounds like the person that won it had some really good thoughts for what they were going to do with it, and they're a fiber art streamer and whatnot. Make really good use of it, so absolutely happy for them. I'm going to see if I can't spin the thread out a little bit more here because it's starting to twist again. There we go. Okay. And we're going to keep on stitching on. Making progress here. Yeah, the 18 count's definitely a little bit slower because I'm struggling to keep from splitting the eta. So I'm going to have to continue to work on learning to work with that, but I'm still liking the way the sampler's coming out. But the 14 count definitely I'm having no issues with spotting the eta spots and getting the needle to push through, so be interesting to see what I do when I get to the 20 and 25 counts. I'm still intending on at least doing a couple of test stitch items for those. I've got my Doctor Who Doctors and TARDIS minis that I could cross stitch on that, and I've got my Star Trek original cast little mini figure thingies that I could do on that. I still think I'm going to do my Star Wars monochrome on 20 count. I'm anxious to start that one because that one just looks so freaking cool. And it was Sassacas who mentioned the artist's name the first time she rated into me. It happened to be his pattern that I purchased on Etsy. if memory serves. It's the other thing that's nice about the Makers and Crafters as far as that supportive side. They share information, knowledge, links. I'm still on the low end of that learning curve, but I hope I can uphold the tradition and make the community proud to have me as a member. Do right by them. All right, let's reverse the stitch here and let's actually make cross stitch. That was the half stitch section. Now let's make the cross stitch section. And away we go. Oh, I just realized something distressing. Not for me, thank goodness, because I'm done, but it's tax time. Ew. Technically, that would be coming up this weekend, but I believe with the weekend and the way they've shifted things, it's now what? The 18th, next Tuesday is the due date. Glad mine is done for the year. All right, and I believe, let's go ahead and get that one X'd out just so we have it, and then let's see where we're at on the pattern. Because I got to move the screen around, so let's see what it says for us here. We made progress, though. Yes, we did. It's actually funny, when I was first using Pattern Keeper, I was trying to tap each of the cells to mark them off, because I was afraid if I hit the other ones that weren't highlighted, I would mark them off. The programmer was far smarter than me. They made it so that you can run your finger over, and as long as it's just the symbols that are highlighted, that's the only ones it's going to mark. They set it up to do things the easy way, and here I was doing it the hard way. Hey, look at that, we got a half moon. Bad moon horizon. No, not bad moon, half moon, I said. Let's make sure our eta stays kind of folded under there. Okay, I don't want to be sewing the eta. Bad enough that I sewed the felt that one time, or sewed, stitched. Yeah, no. All right. This one's going to start the curvature of our silhouette for the moon upwards. No, we get far enough along on this. I don't know that we will, but there's, I suppose, a possibility possibility we could be stitching the moon next week, but I took two to get, well, to there. So it'll probably take two more tonight and one more stream before we actually encompass the moon. But we will definitely have given it a lot of form before the end of the night. So there is that. And I don't know, I suppose if I could have figured out a way to do something entertaining for the craziness that are the dinos, I probably could have tried to sign up for their stream fest that they were doing. I don't know how I'd encompass the chaos that is them into a cross stitch or a diamond art in a 30-minute piece of the stream. Let's actually do it this way. Let's take you here. That is always a lot of fun, though, to watch. As an outsider looking in, I don't know that I'd deal well, though, with all that chaos. Might be a little high-strung and a little too new to deal with that kind of panic. Oh, that was something I wanted to ask. Melface. I need to remember that next time I see her on. Ask her about where she got some of those little projects that she's been doing. I thought those might have some potential down the line for some stream-related stuff. So I need to keep, so let me, wait, let's set that. It's too short to reach around, so sorry, Stabby, not going to be able to hold that for me this time. I need to scribble this down. Ask where she gets her small round cross-stitch patterns. Because I've been kind of searching around a little bit, like Amazon, AliExpress, Wish. Haven't seen any of the styles that she's been doing. And I've been wondering if maybe that would work for some sort of like potential redeem or reward at certain levels or something in the future on my stream. But I'd need to see what they are like, and so need to remember to ask her that next time. That's another maker and crafter. She does spoopy games and then knitting, cross-stitching. She also did the new Harry Potter game. Lurked and watched her play that for a bit. She's got four-legged friends. Always fun to see them on stream. let's jump back up here and get this line finished. There we go. Making progress. Almost de-threaded. Came close. Let's fix that so we don't. Sorry, imperfect. Have to avoid the de-thread if I can. Would like to keep that counter on the single-digit side tonight. All right. Look at how well that worked. Right back to where we started. Yay! TARDIS time travel technology. There and back in no time at all. Oh, I did. Nice. No tangles back there. I don't know why it felt like I had a tangle, but we are going to take the no tangle and be very happy about it. Johnson & Johnson had no more tears. Travel by Tardis had no tangles. Yay! And we are traveling away. Still not quite sure where and when I would go. Let's assume that you can't change your own past. Add that in, because otherwise I'd go back and smack myself upside the head and say, pay attention. So, can't change your own past. Where and when would you go? And that includes changing it to, directly, indirectly by altering your parents' past or something. So, say you can't change anything in the past. You can only visit, see. And since we're human and don't know what all else is potentially elsewhere, we have to stick with what limited knowledge, thoughts, and ideas are available to us. So, would I want to visit something within the human span of time and space? Would I want to do this stereotypical see what ended the dinosaurs? And I say stereotypical, I don't mean that that's not a bad term. It's just a fairly standard answer for a lot of people. Oh, if I could travel through time, I'd go see what wiped out the dinosaurs. Go see the start of the universe. Oh, all right, another D-thread for you there, imperfect. Ding, de-threaded, done. And apparently I can't figure out how to thread the threader. No, I didn't have a lisp. I said thread the threader. Okay. Actually, it's getting just short enough. I'm going to go ahead and line this bad boy out. And we'll start a new set of floss. That sounds like a plan. One more under there, please. Let's go ahead and get that. Just to have a nice secure setting. Thank you. All right. Hold that for me, Stabby. Yes, for those that may or may not know, the black cat needle minder that I have is named Stabby Tabby. And yes, I know the black cat is not a tabby. But I liked the name, and a streamer, name of Zanbabe, came to my rescue and declared that Stabby Tabby is not a reference to the breed. It is nickname for Stabitha Tabitha, which is the cat's full name. So, ladies and gentlemen of Twitch, boys and girls, spy crafters of all ages, welcome to the Stabitha Tabitha Show. All right, and we are going to grab that set of two. There it is. Got to keep the microphone out of the path of the fan there, don't I? Leaned back. The fan said, "Oh, hello. That's in my field of purview, and I'm going to make it sound absolutely horrible there." Yeah, it's okay, fan. You couldn't be any worse than the Spy Guy sing-along. Oh, wait a minute. What do we got there? That's what I thought. And started doing that slightly backwards. There we go. All right. So what else do we have to chit-chat about this evening? We talked about when and where we'd go, and I still haven't actually come up with an official answer, because we did talk about favorite doctors and favorite bad guys, aliens. Talked about excellent ideas for commemorating and tracking the journey that is Twitch streaming. A little bit of discussion or emote share with pets. The Loki puppy dog that is our Cheros's, and then was it Cassie Cat, I believe. We talked about how it's the last week for taxes here in the U.S. You boo taxes. All right. So let's get this here. We got, what, 4 more lines here to finish, and then we will be moving up one more row. Continue the encircling of the moon. And go from a new moon to eventually a full moon. Ooh, there we go. There's another song we could sing. Moon shadow, moon shadow. What did I tell you about singing, Spy Guy? The verbiage has not changed since day one. Do I need to trim that a little more? Yeah, let's trim that a tiny bit better there. There we go. All right, got that trimmed better. So. Yeah, trust me, you really don't want that imperfect. Although I don't know, maybe it would be a good way to drive away any pests and vermin that your work office location has any potential infestations. You're on the downhill side for your work night there, good sir. Less than 2 hours to go. Do appreciate your lurking, hanging out, dropping in with the chats. How's the Sassafras realm doing this evening? I have her up on one of my tabs behind my screens, but try very hard not to pay attention to what goes on out in the other world, because I struggle enough to keep my world straight when I'm streaming. I'm sure she's having a great stream. On the backdrop behind Frodo, very nice. That is going to, I mean, it already is, but it's going to be such an epic piece once she's got it completed. And I know it's going to be a long way. She's, what, I think last time I looked, she was closing in on 11%. I don't remember specifically, but yeah, that is going to be such a beautiful piece. And I realize she'll probably finish the Door of Moria before, because it's only a third the size, but maybe not. 11 and 11, nice. Needs to go to Vegas quick. Roll them dice. And I'm assuming the cats have had their treat time and all of that other good stuff. It's not a requirement in my little world, but I will, and I don't have that advantage. But the streamers that have pets and include them in their stream, it's always fun to see and always helps to grab my attention. Yeah, they are. They're absolutely mascots. And just like I know Sassacast has the treat redeem, and I know a lot of the streamers that I follow and watch have that as an option in their channel. Some, depending on the animals and dietary needs and whatnot. Sometimes it's only once per stream. I don't know if Sassacast has that kind of restriction. I did do a redeem once, got to see a couple of the kitties. Um, but then, like, there's another streamer I watched, and her husky. There's a total stream limit of like 10 treat redeems over the 5-hour stream time. So, but the treats are small, and it's a husky. But love seeing that dog come out, and then she actually has another dog that won't go down the stairs to the basement, but we do treat redeems for it because she videos giving the treats to them and then shares those on YouTube. So we still get to have the enjoyment of, and that dog gets so excited, gets all tippy-tappy. Does a little dance when it's treat time. So a crochemer. All right, apparently words are not going to be my thing tonight. A crochet streamer named Sun-Dried Olive has a cute cat that loves the camera. Oh, nice. All right, well, let's do this real quick because like I said, I forget names. So let's jump back behind the screen. Okay, there's Sassacast, there's Queen Bee. Let's open up a new tab so I can do a quick search. Sun-Dried Olive. And at least get that into my search list so that I'll have it available for writer and fiber artist living in Canada. Oh, I was going to say I see the cat. Cute black and white cat. Please do not the hat yarn. Okay, please do not the hat. Wondering if she was trying to put a hat on the cat or something. My friend has a couple of cats, and I always give her grief because she likes to dress them up. She used to do it to a cat she had previously as well, and it's hysterical to see the pictures, but yeah, not something that I would ever did. My baby girl would not have stood for it, so. But thank you for sharing that. So yes, you made a collar out of one of your knit scraps. She wore it for a week, then it started to fray. Okay. Yeah, Gypsy had collars for a long time. In part, I did it because I wanted her to have a bell so that she could not sneak up behind me if I was like in the kitchen or something and not know she was there. But then eventually, once we figured out each other's movements and routines, went ahead and didn't have her wear the collar anymore. But she was, she was an indoor cat because it also, of course, had her name and phone number and everything. But yeah, I didn't have her wear a collar, but that was the only type of clothing thing she ever wore. I think if I ever tried to put a hat or anything on her, she would have rebelled. I did try to do a harness when we'd go outside for enjoying the weather, but she was timid enough of a cat that if people came around, she would run right back inside, and she was good at obeying. So eventually, we let her off the harness. Although I did have to be careful because if it had four legs, they were intruding on her territory. So we always had to keep an eye on that. But people she'd run inside, and birds, she didn't care about. Need to come up with a good creative name for the Discord channel for pets. Trying to stick to the spy theme for a lot of this, but it's a work in progress. Doesn't have to be done right now, so. Well, where are we anyway? So, not counting the stitches that I've done with this particular set of floss, says I've done 166 stitches today. I've done that in 2.5 hours, and that's how many stitches I did yesterday in 3.5 hours. Boy, we are on fire tonight, aren't we? Look at us go. We go any faster, we're going to have smoke coming off the Ada. So how long have you had your cat Imperfect? Hopefully you have many years left. Like 5 years? And did you get her when she was young, kitten? She was almost a year when you got her? Okay, so yeah, you've still got lots of time. Barring anything unforeseen. Fingers crossed. Definitely we'll send all the hopes for that. Yeah, the fur babies are best babies. Like 10 months, very nice. Yeah, loves the kitty meows. It's funny, one of the streamers that I follow, she and her husband have 3 cats and love those cats to death. They're beautiful, but they also take care of a couple of ferals that run around their apartment complex and are always sending me photos and whatnot saying, oh, here's your... And the ferals trust them, come in and let them, give them food. One of them lets them pet. The other does not like being petted, but still trusts them and, will come and sit by them and whatnot. So they've declared the ferals my cats in absentia, however you say that particular word. And they're beautiful cats too. I mean, for ferals, they very good shape. Beautiful fur. Oh, almost had this knot undone, and then I started to tighten it again. Come on. And they've even named them, so Freddie and Boulder. Both beautiful, beautiful female cats. They actually named Boulder Boulder when they thought that Boulder was a male. Till opportunity came, they found out, nope, female. But name was already there, and so it's Boulder, and that's fine. But yeah, they've also got 3 big floofy floof cats of their own. And they do treat redeem for their cats once a stream. And those cats are definitely the mascots. And have been since I first discovered that particular streamer. So I'm going to assume that they started that from the day they started or shortly thereafter. Another streamer I follow, she doesn't do treat redeem, but we have mallow bomb because her cat likes to, at some point in the stream is almost inevitable that he will jump up in between her and the camera because he wants attention. So she has a point redeem for the mallow bomb. And I look forward to that all the time because I always have her stream up while I'm working. Even if I can't hear what she's doing, if I have the stream volume down because call center job. But when I see orange and white fur all over the place, it's like, oh, mallow bomb, and I'll go redeem. That one's Kiki Hunter Creative. She's a clay artist that does some fun clay sculptures and did some earrings that were really cool. Today she was working on a oppa, getting really close to having that one done. Been working on it for a while. She does Final Fantasy Friday. She's working on the Mandragora Prince. That's the last of the mandragores that she needs to complete, and she will have all of them done, and then I think she's going to put them into the terrariums. She was working on those yesterday, putting together terrariums so they have a final home to go to. If I remember correctly, that's what she was going to do with them. Oh, another D-thread. It's at least 6. Oh, did I say 6? Nope, that's first one. First one. Only one. I can be the Joey Suzu of cross-stitch. Don't know if you recognize that reference, Imperfect. Chiro probably would, since he and I are of an age. It's an old Isuzu commercial. He was the stereotypical sleazy car salesman. 8-putt green, and then when the ball went in, birdie. Trust me. Yep, heckin' car salesman. That's the one. But it was an effective commercial in the sense that even all these years later, it's still at least effective in for me. I've never bought an Isuzu, just but do I remember the name? So what it was for? Yeah, so it was an effective campaign. And in the long run, that's the goal of those campaigns is to get you to remember the product, remember the name of the business, so that if it comes time for you to purchase or use said product or service, that name's in your brain. Or in my case, in the space where the brain should occupy, but there's a for rent sign. Space for rent. No, let's, oh, yep, no, I do have one more after this. Okay, I was going to say I should reverse direction, but I got to do one more. Then I can reverse direction. Because we got to come back up through that same spot. I don't always remember that. And I know there's a workaround, but, and I've done it, but let's do it the right way this time. Not that there's a wrong way, but let's do it the right way. Bet you didn't know that you could do it in not the wrong way, but still not be the right way. And now you know. See, I'm full of useless facts like that. Okay, well, so it's not a fact, but we're going to call it a fact. Uh-oh, did you try to knot there? Yeah, it looks like you might have. Let's have you pull back out just, yep, you did, didn't you? Okay, let's get you deknotted. Okay, there we go. Matter of fact, let's despin that thread so it doesn't try to do that again for a little bit. Okay. All right, where in the heck did that one go? Number 7. 77777. Okay. Okay, and this one, yep, we still are. We need to get as much of this moon enclosed as we can. Can't have the moon escaping on us, because I know it wants to. Well, actually, it wants to hatch the space dragon, but we know it wants to. And for those of us that watch Doctor Who, you know what I mean. For those that don't, well, the moon is not made of green cheese, but it is a dragon egg. So you always thought that the dragon ate the sun. Nope. But it is born of the moon. Now you know. All right, there we go. No, it doesn't look like I'm quite enclosing the moon yet, but we'll get further along. We'll get it 3/4 enclosed. Need the moon so that we have the tides. We need the tides so that our clothes get clean. Oh wait, wrong kind of tide. We need the tide so that the tide will come in and out on our shores and give us all those wonderful little waves and tidal flows and all of that fun stuff. Plus we need all the little moon people. Yeah, I know there aren't no moon people, but we need all the little moon people. Alright, we get this row done and we can officially say we've started the upward curve of our silhouette for the moon on the right hand side. And I don't have to worry about doing the reverse direction stitch for the boxes here because we are not going straight up. We're actually going to shift over 3. So we can just do the regular bottom right to top left. Look at that. Professional cross stitcher. Dun dun dun. And the crowd goes wild. Ah! I don't know, I still like, and the villagers rejoice. Ah! That's right. Hype, hype, hype. And the crowd goes wild. Cats is hype. Yay! It's a fun little emote. That's the streamer you mod for, right? Okay. I thought that was the name you'd said. I was trying to remember. Sometimes my brain works, sometimes it doesn't. It's worse with names than most things, so I'm actually rather impressed that I remembered the name. Next week I might not remember, so don't be surprised. Names in my brain don't always get along. It's true for names of people, bands, song titles, movie titles, my own name. And you're getting close to that final countdown. You get under that 60-minute mark, it starts getting real. All right. By the way, is the angle decent for viewing what I'm doing imperfect? Should I try to get a more straight-on shot from the camera? I'm trying to I have it set because I unfortunately would have to put the camera a little more towards my face, but could do it. Doesn't look bad when I'm looking on my little laptop screen, but I don't know. Okay, cool. Figured I'd ask. I appreciate the answer. I love my Stabby Tabby. Stabitha Tabitha is her full name. She's keeping an eye on that TARDIS, making sure nobody tries to steal it. She ain't afraid of nobody, not even Daleks. They mess with her, they're gonna get the claw. Yeah, it was actually as soon as I saw that on Etsy, it went in the cart. And it's, I think actually, Captain Casa, I think, is the one that has the same. There is a streamer I watch, and if it's not her, it's Melface 101 that does cross stitch that has the same needle minder. But yes, that's my fun one. And that's like because it does a really good job with the needles. The one I'm using for the Hogwarts Magical Monday one, the kitty cat in the rowboat in the light bulb, it's cute. It's a really nice little needle minder, but it's really small. And of course, the TARDIS one is extremely powerful. That magnet will pick up pairs of large scissors. Not small scissors, large scissors. I know because it got stuck to them once and I grabbed it thinking the scissors would fall off, and nope, they came up with it. I mean, we know the TARDIS is powerful, but there's proof. Guess I shouldn't have doubted it. After all, the TARDIS towed Earth across the universe. What's a pair of scissors after that? That's right. The magnet is stronger inside than it is outside. The power of the TARDIS is in its heart, which is inside. So of course it's stronger on the inside. All right. See, we're starting to get that moon enclosed here. We're trapping it. We aren't going to let it get away. It will be ours. Ours to control. Stabby Tabby said so. Stabby Tabby wouldn't lie to me. Well, I've managed to... There we go. I was going to say, I'm trying to cross-stitch every spot except the spot that we needed. Imagine that. Right, we're going to go ahead and shift this a little bit past the line there, just because we're going to have to go past the line anyway once we get up a little further. Because the moon is going to extend into this column here. So let's go ahead and get that set up now so that I don't have to worry about it. All right, there we go. 3 rows is enough, and it doesn't go all the way up, but that's okay. Looks like the dark of the other blue is going to come down and meet up here, so... Almost misstitched that. That would not have been good. Oh, and real quick, before I forget, let's do this. Let's despin the threads. And then let's grab our water real quick and do that, because otherwise I will forget. And for those that follow Art and Jest, a water vessel that would make her proud, a water vessel that's the size of my face. As my hand shows, it's a very large water vessel. And it does contain water, so she'd be proud. Got my Advil, got my water, we're set. Now we're going to continue our entrapment of the moon. See what the man in the moon does once he realizes that we're encircling him. Will he escape? I haven't looked for the man in the moon since I was a kid. I wonder if that's still a thing that kids do. Look for the man in the moon. Do they? Okay, good to know. I just remember doing that. Always looking, find that face. Yeah, sadly, I mean, I grew up doing that and had a telescope and used to enjoy stargazing, but unfortunately, living in the urban world, light pollution, not a lot of night sky to see in all the places I live anymore. Monday you saw a really bright green shooting star. Nice. I remember when I was a kid, lay out on the front lawn with Dad if there was supposed to be a meteor shower. Just lay out looking up at the night sky. But again, that's back when light pollution wasn't so bad. Looking for the shooting stars. And the other thing we'd look for were satellites. I'd track those across the sky. Yeah, it was always a lot of fun. But yeah, like I said, unfortunately, living in the middle of urban areas, Denver and Greater Kansas City area, you can see the moon and some stars, but not nearly as many as you can if you're away from the congestion. Hopefully you are. Hopefully you live in a somewhat rural area, semi-urban. Yeah, I haven't seen a shooting star in a long time. Guess I'd also have to go outside a little more often than I do for that to happen, but I do step outside in the evenings. But I don't get to look up all that long before I go back inside. So did you wish upon the falling star? That was the other thing you're always supposed to do. Nice. You live in the middle of nothing and take some extra time between the car and the house after work. Absolutely. Yeah, that's with your shift. You absolutely could do that. Middle of nothing has lots of advantages. Well, here's hoping whatever you wished for comes true, because you know you can't share it because it won't come true. Starlights. Star bright, first star I see tonight. Wish I may, wish I might, have this wish I wish tonight. That was the other thing. First star you saw when you looked up at the night sky. You were supposed to say that and make your wish. New lunchbox, huh? Filled with 10 pounds of $100 bills. You had that book when you were a kid? Very nice. Then, of course, there's the song of when you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. That's Jiminy Cricket, I think. It was better that I tried to do it in that voice than the Jiminy Cricket voice, because that would have been really, 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 really bad. Oh, I don't know if you heard me reminding the chat world earlier, and I'm assuming you're all already done, but reminder, tax weekend coming up, so got to have all the taxes done, turned in, all that happy stuff. Mine's all done, but just FYI. Not to stress anybody out, but, you know, FYI. Bears, magic, and other stories. Very cool. A rabbit wishes on the first star every night for a new lunchbox. Okay. Probably one my grandmother read to me. She used to read me stories when I was a kid. Those are the fun books. I've only got 2, I believe, of the books my grandmother read to me, and they're packed away in a box. I can't remember the second one. The first one was The Little Engine That Could. That was from when I was really little. But I can't remember what the title of the second one was. It was most likely nursery rhymes or something like that, though, so. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And when it gets to the other side, I knew I could, I knew I could, I knew I could. Now I'm going to have that When You Wish Upon a Star song in my head. Got no one to blame but me for that one. Hoist upon my own petard. These do go out for a little bit, but let's see how much of the moon we can get enclosed. Come on. Thank you. Before we run out of floss on this set. So we'll keep working our way up here, and this one is straight up. Actually, yeah, straight up until we reach the spot where it meets the dark of the night for the other blue. Which, I'll be honest, my eyes don't see that much of a difference. At least not once it's in the Ada. I can see a slight difference when they're on the spools, at least, or on the whatever those are called, the plastic cards. But yeah, looking at them, there's two colors here, but I'm not seeing it. But the pattern says it's there. Let's move you down, Stabby, just for... Oh. Well, I didn't say fall off. I just asked you to move down so that I could not bump you around while I'm trying to do this. Honest, it was for your own protection. Don't stab me, no! Gotta keep Stabby Tabby happy. A happy Stabby Tabby is a happy Stabby Tabby, and a unhappy Stabby Tabby is a crabby Stabby Tabby. And go ahead and say that 10 times fast. No, thank you. And there we go. We can. One of our little side projects we can do is try to come up with various tongue twisters. I don't do well with tongue twisters, so let's not say we did. Ha ha ha. All right, let's see how much. Let's see where it's looking like we have for thread here, floss. Let's go ahead and do one more set of 2 here. Then I think we're going to switch to 1 up the remainder. We've only got 3 more, but let's make sure we're able to do that. Just to be safe. Reach the top end of this enclosure encirclement with this particular color of floss. So we'll do 1. Okay, 2. I think we can get all 3 of them done without running out of the floss. And 1 more for the 3, because it says it's a total of 4 up above that, right? Yep, Uterus. And it's starting to get just a little bit tough to turn and get that back through the Ada, so you made the right call there. All so let's get you linked back down through. Okay, there we go. Pull you guys out. Nice. Okay, find Stabby. Thank you, Stabby. All right. Let's see what Pattern Keeper says we actually accomplished here. Now that we've added that section in, let's see. Okay, and then we went that there. Oh, not you. Sorry, the fan's blowing right there. No, we did not do bad. That's actually one of my better nights. 284 stitches today. And we've almost got the moon encircled. Getting very close. We will have to switch back over to the other color. Like I say, I still don't see a difference in these. There's two colors of blue here. According to the AIDA numbers and Pattern Keeper. Now it says that this one up here and that will come over here is 322, and then this one from here and all up in here is 334. And on the AIDA, I can't see the difference. I can see it if I do it like this. Just a tiny, this one is tiny bit lighter. But not by much. I mean, but yeah, 322 and 334 DMC colors. You get, and if you get them in the wrong light or the wrong angle, it's, you know, but yeah, no matter what angle on this AIDA, I don't see the difference. But I'm gonna trust it. Oh yeah, they're very similar. I mean, unless I get them just right with the light and everything. If I didn't have the numbers, I probably wouldn't be able to tell them all that much apart anyway, so. So much for that thought, you know? Just, yeah. That's my answer for that. Can you tell the difference? No. It was a really bad raspberry sound, wasn't it? Let's try that again. That's even worse. I can't do that. It's not working. We're going to give up on that. But, yeah, no, we made good progress, and I appreciate, as always, you're hanging out with me there, Imperfect, and Archeros for stopping in. And, of course, Black Sheep Meat for coming in, showing her thoughts and information and everything as well. But I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. No, I appreciate it. And I won't be streaming tomorrow, but I hope your Friday goes well. And if you have anything fun or exciting planned this upcoming weekend, hope it goes well. I'll probably stream Friday. I'm going to try to finish my tiny cross stitch and then maybe get a start on my new Marvin. So you're headed to West Virginia. So is the should be fun serious, or was that sarcastic? I mean, I'm hoping you're serious, but oh, nice. One of your favorite places to go. Very good. Absolutely. Glad to hear that. Yes, I hope your trip goes well. Is it just a weekend, or is it like a week-long vacation or something? And doing anything extra special, or is this like a just a annual tradition? A couple of days random visit. Very nice. Usually go a few times a year. Okay. Do you go for, is it like family there, friends there, specific place you like to go to? Summersville, that you have a nice lake and the surrounding areas are pretty cool. So do you like go out on uh, like a little houseboat, or just spend days out on a small boat and then camp ashore, spend them in like a hotel? Used to do camping up at Dillon Reservoir when I was a kid. That was back in Colorado. That was back when, I mean, yeah, it wasn't so crowded, so crazy. Go up there and pitch tents and roast marshmallows and all of that. So you have a nice. Oh, I already did that one. Don't go often out. Don't often go out on the water. Okay, it works. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, just being by a lake is absolutely relaxing. Growing up, most of our time was spent, you know, at the lake, but not on the lake. It wasn't until I got a little older, in my early teens, that we actually, my dad bought a small boat with a little outboard motor for going out onto the lake and fish instead of fishing from shore. So, yeah, no, just being at a lake is absolutely a great time to spend. So, very nice. I hope you enjoy the absolute heck out of it. And somehow, somewhere, how in the heck did I manage to do this? There it is. I was going to say I accidentally closed my side chat window there. Whoops. Silly me. Silly rabbit. Twix are for kids. So, but yeah, I do. I truly hope you enjoyed the heck out of it. Look forward to seeing you when you get back. But yeah, just relax, enjoy. I'm sure your kitty cat will be very happy to see you when you get home. Lots of extra cuddles. I'm just looking to see who is running around. I haven't rated Kim for the day in a while. Who else do we have? You're jazzed? Absolutely. I would be too. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So, well, let's see. I'm not seeing a whole lot of other people. Again, I still don't know a whole lot of the people that are out in the great wide world, so I'm still learning. But I think we'll go ahead and raid out to, let's see, Kim for the days. Probably haven't raided her in a while. Or we could do, I don't know this person, Calyx Creative. Any thoughts or suggestions there, Imperfect? Tattling, excuse me, the Traveling Tatter. Let me check something. For some reason that's ringing a bell. Why is that? Don't know, but okay, let's see it. I'm just gonna, we'll copy that. We'll raid on over. We'll give you tab mergence. But thank you again for hanging out. Always, as always, appreciated very, very much. Cuddles to the kitty. Enjoy your time in West Virginia. Be safe. Travel well. Relax the heck out of your time there, and look forward to seeing you when you get back. Hope to hear about all the relaxing fun you had, and we will see you around Twitch. Let's see if I can do this. Invalid use. Oh, okay. I didn't. I missed the T at the front of the traveling. Try that again. There we go. Traveling is intended for mature audiences. That's quite all right. Oh, that's why. And raid.